Now, on Sunrise and streaming on crossroadstoday.com, we have your Victoria County Super Tuesday results. And legislation that would restart in vitro fertilization treatments in Alabama could become law by tonight or tomorrow. Plus, Meta social media apps, including Facebook, Instagram, and Threads, experienced an outage yesterday.
We've got a few more warm and humid days coming our way before the cold front comes our way on Friday. We'll take a look at that in the weather coming up.
A game the East Titans had to have, but did they get it? I'll have that coming up in sports.
You're watching 25 News Now Sunrise. Good morning and thank you for joining us. I'm Carolina Astrain.
And I'm Parker Cox.
And today it's the 6th day of March 2024. The time is now 6:31 on our Wednesday morning.
Wednesday morning.
And Parker, I gotta correct myself.
Oh, what is it?
It's Frozen Food Day, and our question of the day was about TV dinners, and the answer was the Swanson Company,
Right.
which I confused with Schwan's.
Schwan's.
Schwan's is the catalog delivery food
Okay.
service, but they're both based out of Minnesota.
Okay, that makes a little more sense because I was confused there for a second. I was like, wait, that doesn't sound right.
I know. Have you heard of Schwan's?
I've not heard of Schwan's. I've heard of Swanson though.
Yeah.
So I was like, that didn't sound right
I had
to
to
me.
correct myself. I do love frozen food meals. They come in handy in a jiffy.
At least frozen food meals are pretty yummy.
Well, Parker, I'm feeling congested today. Do we got a lot of pollen in the air?
We do have a little bit. Both the tree pollen and grass pollen are moderate for today. Might be a good idea to take an allergy pill. I'll leave it to y'all to decide. But not too bad in terms of everything else weather-wise. Right now, looking live in Victoria, we're thinking we're going to have some much thicker fog this morning, but that is apparently not the case. 68 degrees out there, but with your dew point just 3 degrees off. I thought it was going to be like matching the temperature, but 3 degrees off. Got a 90% humidity, bringing you a 5-mile visibility. But that's actually good news. We don't want fog. We don't want that dense fog out there because it gets us in wrecks. But look at the visibility for all of us out there. Let's see here. Let's see what the lowest we can find. You got a 4 in Rockport and 4.5 in Victoria. And it looks like those are the lowest visibilities out there. Also Refugio as well. But not too bad of a morning in terms of fog. But also not too bad in terms of temperature. All of us in the upper 60s this morning. But with that warm and humid morning conditions, we're going to have another warm and humid day today. Not as warm as yesterday. You got to 90 degrees yesterday. But today, I think we're going to be about low 80s. I think we're going to be about 83 this afternoon. While a little bit further out west, y'all could get close to the mid 80s, maybe even close to 90 at times later. But with all that clouds actually going to be slowly, gradually decreasing this afternoon, I think it's going to be nice and sunny as we go into the afternoon. As you can see here, about 3 p.m. looks like the sun's going to start coming out, warming us up nicely to about 80s this afternoon. But if you don't like the heat, we got relief coming our way, and we'll take a look at that front and more in just a few more moments. Back to you, Carolina.
Thank you, Parker. It looks like a runoff will take place in the District 30 Texas House race. Unofficial results show Jeff Bouknight with 47% of the vote. AJ Louderback has 36% of the vote. Bouknight says his team will regroup next week once all the votes are canvassed and move forward with the campaign. He wants to thank everyone who made it out to vote.
Took the time out of their day to come out, whether it's early voting or today. Kudos to everyone that voted, whether it was for me or anybody else. And I really do appreciate everybody that trusted me with their votes during this initial primary. And I look forward to continuing that, earning that and the trust you placed in me and getting through the runoff.
Bouknight says he went into this expecting a runoff and will continue to go out and try to talk to people to get the votes out. And the other candidate in this District 30 runoff is former Jackson County Sheriff AJ Louderback. Louderback says after last night, him and his team are going to continue to campaign.
Very beginning, that it's a very real possibility that we could have a runoff in this race. We had 4 candidates, and that it's very difficult to predict how the vote's going to come out. So we're glad to be in the runoff and look forward to the second election.
Runoff takes place May 28th, and the winner will face Democrat Stephanie Bassam, who ran unopposed. Congressman Michael Cloud also wins in this election. He says he's thankful for those who showed up to vote. He faces Democrat Tanya Lloyd on November 5th.
There's a saying that says decisions are made by people that show up, and that's one of our form of government we always get the government we deserve. You know, it requires people first investigating, looking into the issues, getting involved, and then showing up to vote.
Congressman Cloud was with supporters at a downtown restaurant Tuesday night. He's headed back to Washington this morning. And here are the results for District 27 in the Democratic Party. Tanya Lloyd won 52% of the vote and will face Michael Cloud November 5th. Now to the race for Victoria County Sheriff. The winner is incumbent Sheriff Justin Marr with 84% of the vote. His opponent Melissa Rendon-Wasachek behind with 16% of the vote. And there's another runoff May 28th in the race for Victoria County Commissioner in Precinct 3. Shannon Martin with 52% of the vote and Brad Tucker won 33% of the vote. Since 1930, only 4 commissioners have served the Precinct 3, and Gary Burns, the incumbent, did not seek re-election, and he also held that position for 20 years. 3 candidates ran for Republican Calhoun County Sheriff. Results show incumbent Bobby Vickery will keep his seat with 54% of the vote. And here are the results for the race for District Attorney in DeWitt County. The winner is Brian Cromines with 64% of the vote. His opponent, Tim Pointer, trails behind with 35% of the vote. And here are the results for DeWitt County Republican Sheriff. The winner is incumbent Sheriff Carl Bowen with 63% of the vote. 2 candidates ran for Constable in Precinct 4, and here are the results. The winner is Kevin Kolba with 65% of the vote. 3 candidates ran for Constable in Precinct 5. Here are the results. It looks like a possible runoff between David Thomas and Chelsea Holt. These are unofficial results. 22% of registered voters showed up for this election in Victoria County. That's more than 12,000 voters out of more than 56,000 registered voters in the county. For more results, come to crossroadstoday.com. And remember, subscribe to our YouTube channel, Crossroads Today. Hit the like button and click the notification bell. Let's take a look at the clock. It's 6:37 on our Wednesday morning. Here's a look at what's coming up on 25 News Now Sunrise. Legislation that would restart in vitro fertilization in Alabama could become law by tonight or tomorrow.
The results are in from Super Tuesday, and it's looking like a rematch between Biden and Trump. I'm Mike Ajachi reporting in Washington. Coming up, the cautionary signs for both candidates.
And also coming up after the break, we'll take a look at your school bus forecast, followed by your weather and health forecast, and later on Sunrise, take another look at that cold front that's coming our way on Friday. Well, good morning, Crossroads. If you're all tuning in with us this morning, you're looking live in Cuero. Well, look at that. The sun's starting to come out, exposing the little bit of cloud cover that we actually do have over top of us right now. Now, our station is still not working over there in Cuero, but I can tell you right now, still in the mid and upper 60s this morning. A little bit humid as well, and a real light breeze coming out of the southeast right now. But if you're seeing our kiddos out the door this morning, they don't have to worry about any of the fog, or we all don't really have to worry about the fog. I thought it was going to be real foggy this morning. That's not the case. A little bit of light fog. But they don't have to worry about the fog. They're getting on the bus. It's going to be about 67 as they're heading out the door. A little bit humid and a little bit mild. But as they're heading back home and getting off the bus by 83 this afternoon, going to be warm and humid with those clouds clearing gradually going into the late afternoon. But looking at your weather and health forecast here, grass pollen and tree pollen are going to be moderate today. Maybe that's why Carolina's got the sneezes today. But air quality is going to be moderate with particulate matter 2.5 microns being the highest, but nothing to worry about. And UV index is high with the sunny skies. But if you don't like the heat, we got some relief coming our way on Friday. We'll take a look at that in just a few moments. That's it for weather. We're going to take a look at your sports with Zach Brown.
Last night in Memorial Stadium, the East Titans, a game they had to have, and with time winding down, check out this long goal. This goal would be the dagger to make it 4-1 Titans over the Ray Texans, and I'll have to get with Coach Chopwood, but they will have one more game with a shot to go to the playoffs. They're just trying to figure out who that opponent will be and where that game will be played, and we'll get to other games later this afternoon, but we have to talk about what happened in Cuero. Carly Pullen pitched 7 innings, a perfect game, as the Lady Gobblers get an 8-0 win. With your 25 Sports Now, I'm Zach Brown.
All right, we want to invite y'all to experience our digital streaming service, Crossroads Today. Plus, you can find it on your connected TV through Amazon Fire TV, Roku, Apple TV, Android TV. Just search Crossroads Today Plus. And now to Super Tuesday, we take a look at those results as the picture of the presidential race becomes clearer.
The picture is clear. President Biden and former President Donald Trump are the overwhelming favorites to face each other in November's election. Biden and Trump dominating Super Tuesday races across the country, securing delegates with notable victories in Texas and California.
I'm going to vote for President Trump.
I want to cast my vote for Joe Biden.
For Republicans, Trump winning by large margins in all states except for Vermont, where his GOP challenger Nikki Haley walked away with her first state of the primary season.
They call it Super Tuesday for a reason. This is a big one.
Haley continues to win a portion of the vote, between 20 to 30% in some states. Trump, not mentioning Haley by name, says it's time for the Republican Party to be unified, while turning his focus to the general election.
We want to have unity, and we're going to have unity, and it's going to happen very quickly.
For Democrats, President Biden winning nearly all the delegates so far. Biden releasing a statement on the results, saying the American people have a clear choice, writing millions of voters across the country made their voices heard, showing that they are ready to fight back against Donald Trump's extreme plan to take us backwards. Still, both candidates are facing cautionary signs. Biden continues to see voter pushback for his handling of Israel's war with Hamas. On Tuesday in Minnesota, an unusually high number of Democrats voting uncommitted in protest. As for Trump, his issues stem from suburban and women voters turned off by his message and rhetoric.
President Trump is enjoying a resounding victory tonight, just shy of a sweep, but you're also seeing some warning signs in there.
But you are seeing some places where Republicans continue to resist the idea of Donald Trump.
Looking ahead, President Biden will have a chance to reinforce his campaign message at Thursday's State of the Union address, where for the first time, the entire message will be live streamed from the POTUS Instagram account. Ika Jachi, ABC News, Washington.
Legislation that would restart in vitro fertilization in Alabama could become law by tonight or tomorrow. The State House and Senate are poised for votes today in response to a state Supreme Court ruling last month calling a frozen embryo a child. Lawmakers say they want to create a shield from legal liability. Alabama Governor Kay Ivey says she expects the passage and will sign the legislation. In the meantime, clinics say they're on hold because they fear civil and criminal penalties. The time is now 6:44 on our Wednesday morning. Still to come, we take a look at changes coming to the flu vaccine. Okay, it's time to celebrate some birthdays. Happy 20th birthday to Jacoby. You are such an amazing person, and we are so proud of the young man that you are. We love you. From Mom, Xavier, and Grandma.
Happy 20th, Jacoby. And happy birthday to White Lotus actress Connie Britton with a birthday today. The 5-time Emmy nominee is 57. She does not look 57.
She's a great actress. And happy birthday to rapper and producer Tyler, the Creator. He turns 32 today. He puts on quite a stage show.
Oh, he's a hilarious guy if you've ever seen him. Great guy. And to see your birthday wish live on 25 News Now Sunrise, come to crossroadstoday.com, click on More, and under Home, you see KVU to submit your birthday.
All right, the time is now 6:45 on our Wednesday morning. Happy birthday if you're celebrating one today.
Yes, happy birthday. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Well, good morning, Crossroads. I hope y'all been enjoying that real warm weather we've had the last few days. Well, yesterday was the warmest we've been all year. We got to 90 degrees yesterday, and it was quite humid as well. I think those heat indices were in the low 90s yesterday, but we were only 2 degrees off from our record temperature. But that's pretty crazy, 92 degrees in the beginning of March. That's pretty wild to me, but it's definitely like spring's right here. Actually, a little fun fact for you, meteorological spring has already arrived. That was actually March 1st. So technically in the weather world, we're already in spring, and we're definitely seeing it. Looking at 83 for your high temperature for today. Now the further west, y'all could get to the mid 80s and closer to 90. But today, or actually coming our way on Friday, we got a cold front. So if you don't like the heat, got a little relief coming your way. It's got to be a little bit humid up until that point with your dew points in mid and upper 60s. That's still very wet outside, but coming away on Friday afternoon, we got a dry line going to pass through, and then the cold front will come through, like the cold air will come in later. But we also got a chance for thunderstorms on Friday. Not too much in the realm of severe weather, but we'll have definitely more on that over the next few days. And we'll look at all that more in just a few more moments. Back to you, Carolina.
Thank you, Parker. The annual flu shot is about to change starting next fall. An advisory panel to the Food and Drug Administration voted unanimously Tuesday to change the makeup of the vaccine. The new version will only include the A strains of the virus. Previous flu shots contained both A and B strains, but researchers say the B strain, part of the family of Yamagata viruses, has not been detected in testing since March 2020. While one Yamagata strain typically appeared in flu shots, experts debated whether to remove it completely from this fall's shot. The World Health Organization issued a similar conclusion last September. That inclusion of the Yamagata is no longer needed. Target is launching a new paid membership that offers same-day delivery. The retailer announced its program called Target Circle 360 on Tuesday. It includes unlimited free same-day delivery for orders over $35, as well as free 2-day shipping. It promises delivery in as little as an hour, and the membership program launches April 7th for $49 a year. That price will jump to $99 a year after May 18th for those who don't have a Target card. Also Tuesday, Target announced that it's excuse me. It's really getting to me, Parker, this pollen. Target announced that its sales fell last year for the first time since 2016. Now it's predicting a sluggish 2024 as shoppers are weighed down by higher prices. Still to come on Sunrise, news to know before you go. A small plane crash on Nashville's interstate Monday night left several people dead and forced the roadway to close. Right, we want to invite y'all to predict the Oscars awards. Come to crossroadstoday.com/predict to enter our giveaway. As you can see, I'm already Oscar ready in my gold. I'm ready for Sunday night. And the top 3 winners will receive a $50 gift card to Dick's Food Store. And let's take a look at the cinematography category so far. You can vote for El Conde, Killers of the Flower Moon, Maestro, Oppenheimer, or Poor Things. Let's take a look at who's in the lead so far. Okay, Oppenheimer at 51%. That was Christopher Nolan film. It was quite a feast for the eyes. Come to KVU TV on Sunday at 5:30 to watch the Oscars pre-show, and it all starts at 6 p.m. A small plane crash on Nashville's Interstate 40 on Monday night has left several people dead and forced the roadway to close. According to authorities, the plane reported engine failure before it crashed on the interstate shortly before 8 p.m. The plane was flying from the north to the south and landed in a grassy median along the interstate just behind a store, avoiding buildings and vehicles as it crashed. It is not known how many people were on board as the investigation continues. Meta's social media apps, including Facebook, Instagram, and Threads, experienced an outage for users around the globe. Facebook and Threads seem to have been particularly impacted by the outage, and according to Meta, it was a technical issue that has been resolved and service has been restored to users. The outage was amplified since it occurred on the same day as Super Tuesday. SpaceX's Crew 8 astronaut mission has arrived at the International Space Station. Crew 8 sent NASA astronauts Matthew Dominic, Michael Barat, Jeanette Epps, and Russian cosmonaut Alexander Grebenkin to the orbiting lab for a 6-month stay. The 4-person crew launched atop a SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket from NASA's Kennedy Space Center in Florida on Sunday. The quartet will relieve the 4 astronauts of SpaceX's Crew 7 mission who arrived at the ISS in August 2023 and will head home to Earth no earlier than March 11th. Former President Donald Trump is requesting a new trial in the E. Jean Carroll defamation case. Trump's legal team filed a motion Tuesday asking the judge overseeing the case to cancel the judgment of $83 million against the former president. Attorneys Alina Habba and John Sauer argue that a district court may grant a motion for a new trial if the verdict is against the weight of the evidence. Habba says the jury's compensatory and punitive awards are excessive and motivated by sympathy rather than evidence and must be remitted or reduced as a matter of New York law. The Transportation Security Administration preparing for a busy spring break travel season. It kicks into high gear this week and goes through March 25th. The TSA says they're ready for the challenge. In 2023, they screened a record number of passengers, and so far this year, travel volumes are trending at nearly 6% more than this time last year, and that's expected to continue. The agency is offering tips such as packing lightly, be checkpoint ready, bring a valid ID, and call ahead to request passenger support. You can also enroll in TSA PreCheck for faster checkpoint screening. New 2 incumbent judges on Texas's highest criminal court have been ousted, and a third is expected to lose her re-election bid after Ken Paxton targeted the Republicans over a ruling that struck down the AG's ability to unilaterally prosecute voter fraud. Read this story by the Texas Tribune on our website, crossroadstoday.com. And we want to invite you to experience our digital streaming service, Crossroads Today Plus. You can find it on your connected TV, through Amazon Fire TV, Roku, Apple TV, Android TV. Just search Crossroads Today Plus. And now let's get a look at our forecast with Parker. Parker, a little less foggy today than it has been the last couple of days.
Yes, in fact, you're looking at Port Lavaca. We're not looking too bad of a warning. I was thinking it was going to be really foggy this morning, but that's some good news. We're not really wanting that fog. But I can tell you all safely right now that the weather station down in Port Lavaca is not operational right now, but I can safely say we're in the upper 60s, all of us in the upper 60s this morning, but a little bit humid, which is providing us with a little bit of real light fog out there this morning, only seeing about 4.5 and maybe a 4-mile visibility as the lows on here. So not too bad, but also with that fog sticking around, it's also a little bit warm, maybe a little bit humid out there, like I said, but in the upper 60s this morning, and with that warm morning temperature and humid morning temperature, we're going to be warming up yet again to the low 80s. I think it's going to be about 83 here in Victoria today. And that's all going to come as the clouds start clearing going into this afternoon. But we do have some storms coming our way on Friday along with the cold front. If you don't like the heat, we've got the relief coming our way where we're going back into the 60s this weekend. We also got a chance for some thunderstorms coming our way on Friday after that front.
Ooh, a nice rainy day.
That'll be fun.
Parker.
That'll be fun.
All right, well, have a wonderful Wednesday. Remember, follow us on our YouTube channel, Crossroads Today, and join Karina, Don, Mac, and Zach tonight for 25 News Now at 5, 6, and 10.